Hey y'all, it's October the 27th, 2015, and you might be aware that on this channel I like to discuss um, the fact that Christianity is being made to be illegal. Alright, here's one such story out of Katy, Texas. If you're not familiar, Katy is a small town outside of Houston. Um, According to a 7th grader named Jordan Woolley, it's a lady named Jordan Woolley. According to her and her testimony, and I left a link down there so you can see it yourself, teacher, and I have no idea how this even came up, but a teacher basically told her, well, you know what, God's not real. And if you don't say God's not real and it's a myth and it's all made up, then guess what? You're going to get a 0, and everyone's going to get a 0. Everybody's wrong. All right. A lot of people are dumb. A lot of people will take the idea of separation of church and state, and they'll run all over the place with it. All right, they'll go nutballs with it. And really, it's a very simplistic idea. The separation of church and state is that the state cannot come in and tell you who God is. All right, so that's what that is. It doesn't mean you can go into anywhere you want to and talk about God if you want to. It is not illegal, but however they are making it illegal. That being said, if what Jordan Woolley is alleging, if that really is accurate, because I did not get a testimony from that teacher herself. Teacher had no comments. If what Jordan Woolley is saying is correct, that's exactly the kind of misinterpretation that her teacher had in saying that now she could tell you what's God. In fact, she could tell you that there is no God. And if you say any different, then guess what? You get a 0 on papers. All right, it's completely ridiculous. It's completely over the top. It will only get more over the top because we keep getting Moose's muffins, and that's what's happening. Kind of reminds me of this, actually, a personal experience that I had of mine, because I like to talk about God and Jesus and all that. There's a person uh, who I worked with, a coworker, at this Chinese food restaurant one time. And this guy, he pretty much went out of his way to say inappropriate things, really dumb things. It's like he wanted you to know how dumb he was. He didn't want to hide it or conceal the fact at all. And one day, and it's the last day that he ever even talked to me, he came up to me during my little lunch break, and he actually told me, he said, hey, uh, he asked me to prove to him. He said, prove to him that God exists, which is the same exact thing that this teacher allegedly said to all her students. All right. To which I replied, no. Why in the world would I waste my time? You know what I'm saying? What makes me responsible for having to prove to you something that's obvious? You want me to prove to you that the sun came up this morning? I mean, really, I don't have that kind of time. And this is the kind of ridiculousness that we're dealing with, not only in the United States of America, but right here in the heart of Texas. That's something to think about. This is October the 27th, 2015.